stronger than women. What are you talking about? Are you talking about physical strength? Or you're talking about, the
emotional strength or something?
Or strength within?
Financial.
Because if we talk about strength, women are strong, very strong. And when I say very strong, I mean very strong. There are some things that women take that men cannot.
Let's see who this caller is. Hello, good morning. Hello. Oh, you'd have to call us. Oh, good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Can you hear us?
Good morning, who is maybe?
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
My name is Wisdom. I'm calling from Badagry.
Okay, Wisdom, please go ahead. Hello, Wisdom. Okay, Wisdom, you'd have to call us back, and please do not call the WhatsApp line. Yeah. Let's call the terrestrial line, or just send a text message, or send a voice note on WhatsApp if you'd like to. 0705-6900-927 is the WhatsApp line. You can send your voice notes via that. Okay, so let's hear you.
Yeah, just like Alex was saying, for me, a woman can do what a man can do, except, like I said before,
biological roles.
You understand? When you talk of strength, I don't want to say, let me use myself as an example. When I was in secondary school, no guy, if I'm talking of physical strength, you cannot come and say you want to chance me on top waiting. You know, feet. We will, if not fight, we go fight them out.
Oh, yeah.
That's strength. And I'm using myself as an example. And we have women like that. Talk about mental strength. Talk about even security in the home. We have women that can stand. I know where men, they will cower, and their women, the women, they will stand up.
He talked about stability, that men bring, that the boy child brings stability.
When you talk of stability, what kind of stability are you talking about? Is it financial?
So, Femi, I think you should talk about the stability.
Is it financial? We have women that are doing exceptionally well financially. We have women, even all these women in the market. Do you see how they struggle? Many of them are paying their children through schools. Go check, go do a study. They are paying their children through schools with that little money they are making. That is what that's strength.
Ola also talked about inventions that most of the inventions are men based.
I'm thinking of this movie. Those three ladies.
Hidden Figures.
So I'm thinking, is it that? And we have others like that.
Yeah.
Where women were very, very... They had direct roles in
I say
inventions.
Something? Don't you think these distinctions are being made? Don't you think these lights are being shone on these people because there are so little who do those things? Maybe because they proportion to men.
It's not that they are little. Sometimes, like I said, they are just... There's a way that woman is moved as in aside, and that thing can be given to a man. We've seen it over time. We have women that fought for rights, human rights, and all that. We have all these people, but sometimes we overlook them and focus on the man because we just believe, this is a manly role. So it is the man's own that comes up. Yeah. But we have women, we have women that are pilots. We have women that are inside in the mechanical field. Yeah. There are women everywhere, agriculture.
No matter the
everywhere.
You make on
God bless you. I know that is where it will go.
No matter the investment you make on the female side, she's going to end up in another man.
And it is not every woman that marries. Right? It is not every woman that marries. So what do you have to say about that?
So the fact that she ends up in another man's house, does it make it less beneficial to you as a father of the family?
It doesn't. But what I'm saying is that if you equally invest that same amount in a male child, you can be sure of what that male child will produce for you.
Excuse me, what did you invest in the woman that made her?
That male child is going to ensure that your family name never go into extinction.
That is the only thing. Your family name. If I'm in my husband's house and there's a glory, my husband would share from that glory, but that glory is mine. I did it. It's not because I'm in a man's house. That means everything I do now becomes nothing because I'm in a man's house.
This billionaire right now, right, that is late. There's a kind of family members or what's it called trying to get the wealth
his
of
properties.
His properties. All right. So my point now is, if it was a male child, if he had a male child, grown-up male child, do you think they'll be trying to collect his properties?
These are the traditional mindset.
It is because the one that is left to handle the property is a female. If he had a male child,
did she squander the inheritance?
If he had a male child, there's no way the family would come up because they will know that. Look,
let's take this call real quick. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
This is Toby.
Okay, Toby, welcome back.
The family legacy. I have a cousin that dropped the family name. Yeah. And after he has grown and everything, he said he wants his own children to start by his name.
Maybe the family name isn't doing well enough. If you have a good family name, nobody wants to drop it.
They were doing very well. But doing very well. He said, I want to make a name for myself. Enough of the family name. Let my own children start making my own name. Let the lineage stand for me also. So it's not about it's about, okay, a child is a child. What can they achieve in life is what we should look into. Not because it's a male child or it's a female child.
Okay, thank you very much, Toby. We've got the message. Of course, but that message, the direction of that message doesn't quite agree with what we agree with here or align with our Super FM Lagos. But then, Femi, you were saying the billionaire whose wealth is about to be scuttled by family members because he has a female child.
All right. So my opinion is that if he had a male child, if he had a grown-up male child, I don't think the family will wake up and say they want to, collect those properties from the children. But then, what I'm saying is because they know that this young girl, if this wealth eventually gets into her hand, probably when she grows up, one young man from somewhere who knows, who does not know how the wealth came how the it came by, is going to come and marry her. She will eventually change her name to the man's name, and then before you know it, probably the family's wealth is gone. So they are trying to, in my opinion, I think they are trying to preserve that wealth to stay within the family, so that that name can still continue, because a female child will eventually maybe just give everything up to the man she's married.
Does marriage make her relinquish her father's wealth to a man?
Marriage says submit to your husband. No. A woman is supposed to submit to her husband. Everything you have, your body, your money, whatever. No. So you're supposed to submit to your man, to your husband. Then you carry his name.
These are the reasons why I said
your name to his name.
Let the boy come and let the girl have her peace. Because these are the mindsets that have been from yesteryears.
Yeah.
And
even in the middle of such civilization and affluence,
we are still having this kind of mindset. Why will your father pass on and you cannot leave what you have to your female child because you are thinking she will pass it on to her husband or she will mismanage, she will not be able to handle it? That was then. Did you train your child up to be an astute business person? This is the business I'm doing. I want you to know what it's about, because that is why you will give it to the boy. And we have seen boy children that have taken over and they've finished everything. Nothing was left. So what do we have to say about that?
We have also seen female children who were not able to,
So it is a two-way thing. So don't let us say it is because of the girl, because she's a girl, and it is because he's a boy that he can. No, it's a two-way thing. Give the girl child, that's her glory, her honor, her prestige, Give it to her. Let her even in her mind, because that is why some women will not even want to strive to do anything, because in their minds, nobody cuckoo values me.
Okay, so a message coming in from Joseph says, you want to prolong the family name. Can you do that without a woman? Femi, that question is coming to you.
No, you would do it with a woman, but as a man, you would marry a woman, all right?
Then you give her
but the possibility isn't there without the input of a woman.
Well, on the other hand,
what that message is trying to say is the woman you have to. A woman would bring the guy, the male child into existence anyway. So, but yeah, I don't know. Let's not lose the plot. This thing is still based on personal
views,
personal views and personal preferences.
Yeah.
Because in the end, sometimes, like you said, you prayed for what you got.
Yeah.
Some other people prayed for something different and they got something different. Some people wanted, I wanted a boy to be my first child. For some are just funny reasons. I want a guy that would look like me when I'm growing up. Some are just for funny reasons. Some are for, like you said, continue the lineage, carry the family's name to the next generation. Why for some, And also understand what he was saying, because we're in Nigeria, we're in Africa, and we understand, the concept of our tradition and how, things are in the Nigerian cultural space.
Yeah.
Alex,
hold on. For a man who,
if you were to send someone abroad to go study abroad, you have an option of a female and a male. Who would you send?
I'll send my daughter.
Like seriously.
Anyways, let's not even go. Let's not go.
Can I say something?
Let's not go into that.
We visited two conversations. The world is changing, and let's talk about this too. I want to go there right now. In this world that we live in right now, where certain places they'll say boys can be girls and girls can be boys. This is not something we stand by, but it's happening every day in the world. And we've seen people who were born biological males who come out to say, this is what I want to identify as. I want to identify as a cat.
That's the extreme. That's going to the extreme.
No, it's the world we live in right now. Because, like, a child is a child, yes. But what if you have a boy who decides tomorrow that he doesn't want to use your name again? He doesn't want to use the name.
It happens.
He says, I don't want to be an Ogunshusi. I want to be an Ayodele. What do we do in that state? And we've seen that happen many times where boys don't even go by their father's names anymore. What happens? Does the lineage continue in that context?
Well,
it does. It does.
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't. The name goes.
No.
Because you mentioned Femi, you mentioned the name.
It does.
Femi, you mentioned Femi, you mentioned the name. Your surname is Ogunshusi. Yeah. And your son comes and says, I'm not doing the Ogunshusi again, I'm doing Falomo. And he leaves Ogunshusi and he picks Falomo, and then he uses Falomo because that's his own name. And 20 years down the line, nobody remembers the Ogunshusi again. Nobody even goes back in line to say, what did this family used to bear before this person chose the Falomo name? So the lineage doesn't continue in that sphere.
OSYB, there's this thing.
The lineage is not your genealogy. According to you, it is your name. You didn't talk about your genealogy.
No,
you talked about
It does.
If we are looking at the context which he came from, where he said the name doesn't continue.
No.
It is not your genes. Yeah, it is your name.
That's an opinion. Name continues.
No, bro, it is not.
Hold on. Name continues.
Sometimes it doesn't because some change, like the example the guy gave.
But there's this thing that so the reason for that is now there are different cases. Now you can have female children, and they marry and give birth to male children too, who come back to want to revisit. I want to know what happened to my grandfather, and I want to continue that line, which could be difficult in some cases because the man who you marry may want his own children to follow his family's direction and not visiting, the woman's family direction. So why we say it continues because there's a saying in Igbo that goes, it just basically explains that a male child can never, no matter where he goes, he will never lose where he's from. No matter you change his name, you take him to
my brother. You want better?
No, hold on. You take him to the US. I'm just saying. It's a saying.
It's a saying.
You take him anywhere in the world. No, hold on. You take him anywhere in the world. You do whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah.
But his last bus stop is where he's from. He's always going to find his home, and that's just. Hold on.
How?
That's how it is. That's
not how it is.
See, in extreme cases.
Where's Michael Jackson originally from?
He's from South Africa.
I've heard Sierra Leone. Did he ever go back to put his roots there?
Forget Michael Jackson. Even like
I know someone who is a music producer today in the United States. They changed his name to Producer X because they don't want him to be Nigerian, and he left Nigeria in 1995.
Sometimes it's even a personal choice.
In a case of only son, this can happen. In a case of multiple male children,
but now people will get money and they talk say their lineage continue. People will not get money then they forget their lineage.
Like you said something about properties. My father gave birth to 5 boys. Right. So if tomorrow now they want to talk about properties, nobody can come and say anything.
Bro, hold on. I'm just giving you an example. What if you all decide to identify as something else?
No, we cannot all decide. It's a lie. You can't give birth to 5 boys.
We've seen it happen.
You cannot have 5 male children and all of them will go. No, it's not possible.
So that is what guarantees. So that is what guarantees the continuation of the line. The fact that they have a third leg.
No, it doesn't guarantee anything. Now this is it.
That's what Femi and you have been saying.
In most cases, for some tradition and some tribes, right, you give birth to a male child, firstborn boy carries the father's whatever. He's the junior. Maybe if the father's name is OSYB, the son's name will be OSYB Junior. He carries everything. But when in a case where you now have more than one male child, and the first one decides to maybe oh, I don't want OSYB Junior. I don't care about this family. I want to go and do my stuff.
There's
You have
another
4
one.
more
4
kids
more.
I'm sorry.
who are boys
I'm sorry.
who can take
I know a family. I know a family in Ekiti State, Nigeria, that live in Akure, and I'm going to go all the way there now. There are 4 boys, and they all decided not to use their father's name.
Well,
It happens.
yeah, it does.
And in my own father's family,
and that's why I said in
my
quotes, rare
own
cases.
father's family, it's not a rare case. It's happening
no,
all over
no, it's-
Yoruba land. Let me tell you, in my own father's family,
Yeah.
the son name that we are all supposed to go by is Ogunshusi, but there are people who are Adedeji today, and there are people who are Falomo tomorrow, and there are people who are Ikogosi.
That's good.
But it is still the same. So will you say the
That's
legacy
good.
continues?
Okay, but
They all changed their names.
Whose name are you bearing?
I'm bearing my father's name.
Then if you're the only person who is going to take the name to the next generation, then that is
I'm
continuing.
bearing a name.
That's what we're saying.
I'm bearing a name, but then the truth is, I have to point out and say, that person is my cousin, and it's actually supposed to bear my surname. Like, I know they bear your surname. I have to start explaining. So the lineage doesn't continue.
Sometimes.
And
It
if
does.
I decide,
That's
if
why
I
it does.
decide tomorrow that I don't want to go by
Sometimes
Ogunshusi,
Exactly.
Yeah.
and I say
What
I'm
happens?
Gregory or something.
You can't be
Sometimes.
Gregory, Sha.
I can't be Gregory.
I understand what
I can use
yeah,
that name.
I understand
And
what
if we're
you
going
mean.
to go by the
Not
metrics,
to
that is the name.
Anyway.
Let's see who this caller is. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Amade Manuel is my name, calling from Saboyaba.
All right, Amadi Manuel, talk to us.
Okay. I want to tell that man that said somebody can change his name, Ayodele.
Yeah,
Yes, you can do that, but he cannot back away from his father's compound.
definitely.
And his father's property, he will claim it. He will not allow another person to come and claim it.
Yes.
Is it not so?
Now,
Yes.
so Mr. Madi,
Go on.
Mr. Madi, when we started
Yes.
this conversation, please hold on. When we started this conversation, someone said that it is the name that continues. But then I was the one who brought up the conversation on genealogy. The fact that I have my father's genes in me, yes, it makes me my father's son. But if I decide to change that name and change my nationality, and I say I no longer have anything to do with the family, the name stops.
But the gene continues. Even if you change the name,
In your daughters, your genes are in your daughters as well.
Hello, let the caller. Mr. Amadi, are you there? Talk to us.
Not as
Yes, yes.
Yeah, go on with your opinion.
So if he changes his maybe change a country or something,
Yeah.
whatever happens, he must come back and take his father's compound.
If he decides,
Yes.
if he decides to come back,
When
it's not. There's
when-
no must
when
there.
time comes, when time comes, nobody will tell him to go back to your father's
Well, thank you so
compound.
much, Amadi, for calling. And let me say this:
Yes.
as far as biology goes, see, I've had nephews and nieces from my sisters married to men who are not my family, who are not related to me, who have sons who look exactly like my father. Do you understand that? So genealogy is what continues. If you want to go far back, I have a nephew that looks my spitting image. He's not even from the same mother as I'm not the same mother as his father. So if you're talking about the female child also carries your genes.
Yeah, definitely.
If
Some
you
even
marry-
carry more than the male child.
More than the male child. So for my sister to go and marry someone from Oyo State or whatsoever, and they have a son that looks exactly like my father, has my father's mannerism.
So let me take it from let me take it from the last caller. Let me take it from the last caller.
We need to wrap it up, though.
Yeah, we need to wrap it up. Let me take it from the last caller. So the last caller said
identity
something
remains.
about the family home.
Yeah.
It is not compulsory.
I know.
Can
Hold on,
decide to
hold
dash
on.
you your,
I think go build-
your house. and
Okay, yeah.
I think sell 'em.
There are some cases that some people do away with anything that concerns the family just
Yeah.
to stay away.
Yeah.
Whatever people want to do with the house in the village, do with it. It's not my business.
Yeah.
And blah 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 and
They
stuff
will
like
even
that.
sell it off.
But like you said, it's still impact and training.
Yeah.
I will not sit down and see the things that my father built.
Get spoiled.
See another person walking there and say we're
girl
claiming.
too
No,
can do
hold
that.
on.
A girl child will do that
yeah.
as well,
No,
depending on the
girl child will
training
do
you
it.
give her.
I'm just saying. I'm giving you the example based on the fact that no matter where a male child goes, they still find their way back home.
The
Okay.
same with a
So thank you very much.
Yeah.
We
All right.
need to wrap it up.
All right.
All right.
Your final comments, 60 seconds.
After so many years of leaving the house, when a male child returns, look at the prodigal son. Right?
Yeah. I like the Bible reference. Very, very good. Yeah.
There were two sons.
Yeah, the prodigal one. His father gave him his inheritance. He left to a faraway country. He traced his steps back to his father.
because he
After
was
squandering-
dying.
Yeah, whether he was dying